Brad Smith said, and I quote, "Our success hinges on how we are able to embrace artificial intelligence and use it for good." Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Evolve podcast. My name is Matilda Azenko, your host for today. Today, I'm here with two gentlemen that are going to enlighten us on artificial intelligence and its potentials. So, can you tell us about yourselves?
Thank you very much for having me on this podcast. My name is Fanchos Paul Fifi Mensah, and my background is entrepreneur, public speaker, and also an AI enthusiast. I graduated from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and I'm now pursuing a master's degree at Reading University, Russia.
Thank you for having me on your show. My name is Hope Sanditi. Graduated University of Cape Coast, a Snapchat influencer, and I'm currently reading my master's in Regime University here in Russia.
Thank you very much. Let's proceed. AI versus humanity. What is artificial intelligence in general?
Artificial intelligence was found back in the 1950s. Back then, it was just a research project that a couple of scientists were working on. So in modern days, when someone hears about artificial intelligence, they think it's something new, but has been there long before I was even born, right?
Okay.
And the 1950s, it was just a project, a research project. Back then, it was called the AGI, as Artificial General Intelligence, and the artificial intelligence purposely was to trying to make a machine behave like human, like the way the human brain works. So it was trying to match the human capabilities with the machine, trying to build a brain for the machine itself to make things on its own, right? So that's where the artificial intelligence came from. But within artificial intelligence, there are so many topics that people talk about, like machine learning, deep learning, and under those things, we have the generative AI. We also have the foundational models, and the foundational models, it goes to the LLMs. We have the audios. When I talk of LLMs, I mean large language models, LLM. So, and we also have, different forms of this artificial intelligence, that's augmented reality.
To me, artificial intelligence is a new age. As the population is gradually growing, we will definitely need new technology. And AI, as we all know, as artificial intelligence, is a new age and is drastically growing. It's gaining popularity all over the world, especially in more advanced countries, of which I think is very bad. The less enlarged countries are the people that really need this technology. But it's quite unfortunate that this particular technology is being more or rapidly exposed in the developed country. So artificial intelligence in itself, I would say, is one tool that is coming to save humanity in the next decades. Artificial intelligence will be the new tool for, it will bring out something crazy humanity have never seen before. As gradually we are rapidly and advancing and enhancing that particular tool. So personally, I think it's a new age and it's something we should look out for.
Thank you very much. So now, let's proceed. How did you develop interest in artificial intelligence?
I'll say to me, since I was a kid, I've always had this passion about technology, not artificial intelligence, technology in general. Because I remember one time in primary school, I had this friend who had a laptop, which the laptop power system or the adapter got broken. And back then, I had an adapter for a piano. So I told her, hey, I have this adapter and I think it can power your laptop. Long story short, I destroyed this laptop and he still remembers me up to date. So, I've always been fascinated about technology. Sometimes I open my father's gadget and he gets annoyed. Sometimes I can open it and just play around with it just to see what's inside. So, I'm that curious type when it comes to technology. So,
Wow, interesting.
yeah,
AI or technology in itself. I've also been someone who have always been fascinated about technology since I was a kid. But my love for AI actually grew when I was in the university. Funny enough, we were given an assignment around 2020, thereabouts, when COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I think there was this assignment we had to do. I had no idea about ChatGPT at the so I think a friend introduced it to me. He was like, there is this app. I just have to input the question and it will generate the answers. I was like, what are you talking about? So I went over to his place and lo and behold, he gave me some tips. I did it, and I think I actually had a good marks. So from there, I started reading more about AI.
Yeah, so more of like you got a genie of your own, right? A
Exactly.
genie in the lamp. By this time in the laptop. Yeah.
Exactly.
So do you think students are really adapting to the use of AI, specifically Chat GPT in Ghana?
Yeah, I think so. Looking at our universities currently, yeah, as we are all fascinated about this new technology, I think it's also intriguing to know that students are now becoming lazy. Or I personally, not for now. I personally was lazy back then because I would rather wait because I had AI, I had ChatGPT who would literally do the assignment for me in seconds. So I always felt reluctant towards my assignments. And yeah, I think so. I think so. Um, the youth are currently using it in our various universities, especially back home in Ghana. Yeah.
Well, I would rather say, I mean, they say there's a quote, I don't know who stated it, but there's a quote that procrastination makes the finest engineer. Because I had a background in engineering. While doing my undergrad, there was this time, I mean, AI just, I mean, artificial intelligence, let me put it that way, ChatGPT to be specific, has already evolved and we were using it for assignments, to write our thesis and all that. And I mean, we would relax and wait till I mean the deadline, and then you know that we got this genie in the laptop, so we just go and type in a few lines and we have all the assignments done, just like you said. So it kind of made students, I wouldn't say lazy, it made us productive because there are certain things that you could, I mean, certain prompts that you can put in, but you wouldn't get to the actual thing that you're looking for. So you have to go to websites, get certain links, watch certain videos to better yourself. And I know technology, some may say it's a lazy act because you feel reluctant, like you said, you feel reluctant, and then when it's getting closer to the deadline, now you get upon. I mean, if there's no pressure, how are you going to work effectively, right? And to me, I always saw that as a way of, I mean, helping us to improve, boost our productivity. Let's take calculators for instance. In the, I mean, 90s or 80s, they were using the abacus. There were no calculators or no computers to do this complex math. You have to use the abacus, and when you're done, it's like wow, it's like now when you see people using the abacus, we see them to be like assisted, like they are legends and all that. But now we have the calculator. When you want to put in any complex math equations, you just dial it in and then you have your answer. So would you say that that made us lazy or that improved our productivity? It's the same thing that's happening here. It's the same way. So before I mean we even go to the topic of artificial intelligence, let's talk about the waves of technology. We first started with the industrial wave, where we talk about steam engines, the combustion, and all that. Where I mean, they have the steam trains and all that. Back then, I mean, if someone would have said that there will be a time that you be in your room, take a phone, and just call someone who is living in the US, they would say it wouldn't be possible because back then they used to send mails through. Let me say during the Viking age, they used to send messages through pigeons, right? And sometimes through pirates that cross, I mean, the Atlantic Ocean. But now look at what we have. We have Gmail, we have WhatsApp, we have Facebook. That wherever that you find yourself in the world, you can communicate and see what's going on around here.
Yeah.
So from the industrial age, then we evolved to the computing age. And the computing age is when we started hearing about Microsoft idea and what have you. And during that age too, I believe that people would say that it wasn't possible for one to be here and there and all over the world, right?
Yeah.
And when computers came, and now we have the internet. Now, when we talk about the internet, Facebook, social media platforms, we have e-commerce, wherever you can sit in the comfort of your room and purchase anything and then to be delivered to you. This is
Right.
fascinating. Like
Right.
we have evolved as humans, right? We have
Yeah.
evolved. You see, these waves keeps on going and going and going. And now, what wave are we in now? The artificial intelligence wave. We should, for me, I think we should embrace this and rather not, try to say this is going to make students unproductive, it's going to make research unproductive and all that. It's time that we should, take a critical look at this. Because, back then, if someone was riding on horseback back then, and you told them that there will be this car that was going to do useful or maybe it's going to be charged to, move around and all that. Someone will tell you that that's not possible because back then they have their horses, they have, other ways of transportation,
Um,
right? But now look, we have electric cars, like Elon Musk is doing Tesla,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So the wave doesn't stop. We'll keep on evolving, and in the next 20 years, I think, our generation to come are really going to benefit it. They are going to see all these science fiction movies that we've been watching. They'll be flying cars, and I mean, a lot.
So when it comes to research work, using artificial intelligence and how we used to do it before the era of chat GPT, which do you think is more tedious? Because I think using artificial intelligence is honestly not for the weak. Yes, because you need to know what you want and you need to have an idea of what you want, because some of the things it will give you is totally different from what you are looking for. I don't want to say it's wrong because sometimes it depends on how you prompt it. So you can be asking it for something else and then it will give you a different thing. So if you have no idea of what you want, you end up taking the wrong thing. And now I know a lot of lecturers have AI detectors which they are able to detect if you have used chat for your work. But what do you think?
As a tool like ChatGPT, you just have to prompt it, give it a particular information, and whatever you want, it's provided for you. And I don't know how people tend to ask these questions, but it's basically like garbage in, garbage out. What you ask him is what he'll provide. I don't know if you get it. Exactly. So right now, what we actually have to be more keen and concerned about is how to use AI. I think there should be actually a subject in schools, starting from the primary, how to use AI, because AI is a future. You have to embrace it no matter what. You have to adapt it into our system. And it's very prolific to a country and Ghana as a whole if the kids coming, growing up, are more convenient with this particular tool. So I think yes, it's reliable and faster. You just have to tell it what to do, and actually will give you the answer you are looking for. So what we have to, as individuals growing up and developing our skills, what we have to do is learn more on how to access or prompt it, because garbage in, garbage out. So to me, I know as of now, every graduate student, one way or the other, use ChatGPT. One way or the other. Not for your whole research, but definitely at a point in time, you use ChatGPT. So, and you made mention about giving you wrong information and comparing it to olden ages where we have to go to the libraries, we have to go to Google Scholar. Shockingly, ChatGPT can also generate a kind of books or will direct you to a kind of journals you have to go for that particular information you're looking for. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's giving you the information you need. It can also redirect you to a particular journal you want to find your information. So it's all about you knowing how to give it the information you are looking for. You get me?
Right.
So you have to prompt it in a way you desire. Personally, I don't think ChatGPT gives a wrong answer. You ask the wrong question. That's one thing I always say. ChatGPT is always accurate. I recently learned that in my there are glitches and all of that. But if you are using premium ChatGPT, trust me, you won't face that problems. It's very accurate and reliable. And I think we are more concerned about personally from where I am, from where we are looking at being a graduate student, we can't do away with ChatGPT. All we have to do is learn ways and means to prompt it. That I think that will be the way forward, and it will help us make our research easy and reliable. And some of I don't know for your schools, but I went to University of Cape Coast. We had challenges. Some lecturers were for, some were against. And I was quite curious. Why are these lecturers against this particular technology? It's easy, or they want us to solve. I find it Ghanaian lecturers want students to suffer as they did. I just don't understand. Because we have these two that we just prompt it. I feel like it makes us lazy, as my brother genuinely explained it to our understanding. It also make us proactive and productive. It doesn't waste my time. I have to go move from one journal to the other journal. There is this design tool for you. Just prompt it and it will direct you directly to where you find your information. Our lecturers are against. I don't know, but personally, I had lecturers that were um, advising and encouraging us to use the tool. So I think it will to get to a time where our universities will rather accept. I know some of the lecturers are also using it in their research work. So yeah, it's very reliable and effective for research.
I think most of our lecturers are so focused on building us to be hardworking and all that, but they have to understand that we've gotten to an era where working smart is more important than working hard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we all just have to embrace it. We all have to. But then again, I've seen a couple of posts people made about some of the AI apps giving them, should I say, wrong answers.
Wrong answer.
Yes. You know, when it comes to AI, what I know is that it is trained on a certain data that it delivers. So, what if what the person has asked has, like, the AI has not been trained to deliver such data to the person?
Okay, so that would have to be something on AI hallucination. So just like humans, we hallucinate, and even before we touch on that, we have to understand where all this data is coming from. These data are, I mean, on the internet, from people's search history, from people's research. Like you said, you have to go there, and then AI will just give you links to certain research papers together. When these AI are trained on models, sometimes it gets confused, just like humans, right? It's not that it has any emotions or something. It's a machine that is trying to mimic human behavior, right? So when he presented with this much data, sometimes it hallucinates, and it's normal. And sometimes too, these people are really smart. These tech companies coming up are really smart because it's a marketing strategy whereby they will tell you, this free version has certain limitations, so you have to subscribe to the advanced version or the pro version
Exactly.
in order to get the full capabilities of this AI. So if the free version is providing me with this, how much more the plus version? So it's more of like a marketing strategy. If they don't do that, you're not going to subscribe to their plus version or
Yeah.
whatever version that they have bought. So
It's very true.
Talking of AI and humanity, do you think in the next decade AI will take over our jobs?
Will AI, this has been the main ethical issue about AI. Will AI take our jobs? Personally, I don't think so. It will rather change the nature of our jobs. Of course, in the banking sectors, in some sectors, humans wouldn't be that prolific as compared to the new installation of AI that will be brought into our systems. But I don't think it will change our jobs. It will rather change the nature of our jobs. So what I think we the youth coming, what we should be more keen about is how to learn this particular, because AI is the future. I keep on saying this. You can't do away with it. In every sector, you one way or the other find out how useful AI is. In the agriculture sector, financing sector, even politics. Can you imagine? These politicians draft their speeches and their you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. So you can't do away with AI. So what we have to do as youth is we have to learn it. We have to learn it. And will it take our jobs? No. It will rather change the nature of our jobs. So say you have a little or you have an idea about this programming or these tools, you'll be employed in your sector, and I think you will do very well because it is giving you the head and it will make your work effective and efficient and faster as compared to you using your traditional knowledge. It will be very proactive in in our settings. So it will rather change the nature of our jobs than replacing us. Yeah. But it's a huge topic on its own. I mean, the ethical issues of AI. Yeah. It will rather change the nature, but not replace our jobs. No, not necessarily. No.
I don't also think AI can take over all our jobs. I mean, it can only change the nature of it, but not take over everything.
Someone may ask, change the nature, how? It's basically like taking our jobs. So let me give you a typical example. Say you work in the banking sector, because that's the first place people think about when the AI comes in ahead. When you go to the banking sector, people are there, the accountants, the tellers. It will get to a time, it will be all automated. You just go with a card, you just prompt, tell the machine what you are there for. Now, right now, I think some of the advanced countries even uses this. You see less people in the bank as compared to some decades ago. So what we have to do is embrace it and learn more. If you have this conception that AI may take your job, so what you have to do is rather build upon your skills in AI so that if there are slots you find yourself in. So I would like to encourage ourselves and the youth coming that we should be, no matter where you find yourself in agriculture, in medicine industry, anywhere, pharmaceutical, anywhere, try as much as possible to add AI to your area of specialty because it's a new age and it's the future.
Yeah, so to me, I'll say AI is not going to take our jobs. It's only going to take the jobs of those who don't advance themselves with artificial intelligence. It's going to take some jobs, but also going to create a larger job opportunity. Now we have something called prompt engineering, which certain universities in the United States has started. Teaching us a degree program where you know how to interact with artificial intelligence. Not everyone can interact with artificial intelligence to provide that much efficiency,
Yeah.
right? So now we are doing these courses. You can do it online. I know Microsoft, IBM, and other online educational websites are doing it whereby they are teaching prompt engineering. So let's take content creators for instance. Now AI is really boosting their business, whereby they can have these generative AI models generate a script for them, and if they don't want to do the video themselves, they have an AI avatar on this website called HeyGen. When you go there, you can just give the script to your AI avatar. If you want to train yourself to do it, there's a model which can, be the your, let's say, your virtual representative, and it will do the lip syncing perfectly. Once you provide that script from ChatGPT or wherever that you generated, when you give it to it, it's going to give you, the entire content. And now it's not to the best. There might be some glitches and maybe some ups and downs, but I know that in the next few years to come, it's going to be perfect with all these AI image generation models like Midjourney with just few prompts. Here you go with this. Images that it will take maybe an artist or an actor many years to paint a sculpture. Now they have generative models with just few strings of lines of sentences. You have these AI arts and videos coming up. So it's going to create jobs. And anyone that does not address themselves with AI, who doesn't learn about AI and find ways to incorporate AI in their businesses, AI is going to definitely, people who know how to use AI are the ones going to take the jobs and not AI itself. It's the people who know AI,
Really?
they are the ones who are going to take over your job. So that's why I can say, and AI would someday replace humanity when it comes to, the tedious tasks, the dangerous tasks. AI can serve, as a very vital tool there.
I also think it's all about staying valuable. Like, in every job environment that you find yourself, you need to keep learning. Continuous learning is the only way out. You just have to stay valuable so they don't kick you out when things start changing. Because with time, artificial intelligence, I don't know, like there are a lot of people that are so resistant to change. Upon everything that is going on, some people don't even care about looking up to even know what this new technological development is about. But then we'll see.
Yeah.
Yes.
To me, I see all these technological advancements as a sort of species, new species that are coming up.
Yeah.
When you listen to the those who have this, myth that we came from a species and from, also have you during the dinosaur age, there was this comment that hit Earth and all the dinosaurs were wiped. And now we have new species evolving and all that. All
Really?
what's have you. I see this technology thing as new species that are coming up. And they are coming up to help humans, right? Because without humans, they are not going to be, exist in the first place.
Yeah.
There will be a time that these AI models could replicate themselves, like try to build themselves or not that bad. Maybe for a greater good destined purpose, right? So in the next years to come, AI is going to revolutionize all industries. No matter where you are, the health sector, educational, banking, everywhere, AI is going there. So it's now high time that we focus on the areas which we don't have AI
Yeah.
in. The young entrepreneurs, anyone who's enthusiastic in, going into entrepreneurship, you have to, gear your research towards AI and sustainability. Because AI comes with effectiveness, and effectiveness comes with what? Sustainability.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how we should, start thinking. We should change our mindsets,
Yeah.
start adapting to it.
You spoke about a time where AI will be able to replicate itself. So, is it something we should be scared of? Yeah, because for AI to be able to improve upon itself, and is should we be scared?
Well, I will say you watch too much movies, and I know where you're getting this from. So AI would one day, it's definitely going to replicate itself, because to build AI, to train it with data and all these things, is another tedious work that you don't see behind the scenes. All you know is there's a website called ChatGPT. You go there and key it, but it had to be trained with data. And there will be one day that these AI models will be able to replicate itself, and it's going to be near, maybe in the next 5 years. The reason why I'm saying this is, let's start from, back in the days where we used to, let's say, Coca-Cola factory. They used to employ people to fill these Coke bottles and close it and package it, right? During those days, they could make 1,500 bottles a day. Now, when they introduce machines to fill up the bottles, a lot of people lost their jobs, right? They lost their jobs to machines. Back then, I know that a lot of people would have protested that,
Yeah.
yes, protested that machines are taking our jobs and all that. But that was automation. They needed efficiency. They needed to produce more. Now, Coca-Cola produce over 100,000 bottles a day, right? By just using machine. So in the next years to come, for us to automate certain stuff like, going through large chunks of data, predicting weather patterns, do you get me? Even climate change, AI can help us resolve all these issues with climate change. Right, so it's in the near future, AI is going to be able to replicate itself because it's learning faster. And according to a documentary that I watched, AI for 24 hours, the number of words an AI can learn is over 80 trillion. So imagine
Yeah.
a year how much data it can learn or how much words it can learn. So it's really going to, impact our economy.
As our guest said, we all need to buckle up because AI is not a joke. It is taking over the world, and I think humanity, we need to learn faster. We need to learn faster so that we'll be able to fit in this AI driven world. So, I also want to know what are some of the valuable skills that you think will be very necessary in an AI driven economy?
Okay, so valuable skills. Now, people back in the day, people used to think, anything about IT or software is complex, it's complicated, and they wouldn't want to go there. Anyone that does IT is a nerd, or someone that program is a nerd or something. Yeah, but now here's not the case. We have a no code website whereby you just type in few, sentences, few statements, and you have a website on your own. So the things that would help us in the coming years is to try and apply AI. Like in your workplace, where do you think AI can help me? Right? And then go there. So it's all has to do with your passion. Maybe you want to be in the banking sector, the finance sector, or maybe the agriculture sector. You try and sit down, identify the problems that are there, and how can I use artificial intelligence to solve these problems. And that is going to help you uncover a lot. And now it's easy to do that. You can go to ChatGPT and then tell it, okay, ChatGPT, what are some problems in the agriculture sector? And it will list them.
Yeah.
And then to tell you, okay, how can I use AI to address this problem? So you see how
It's so
easy it is.
easy. Yeah. Very.
So it's like everything is now we've been given everything and now we don't know what to use with it. But we rather want to complain about how AI is going to take our
Our
jobs.
jobs.
Meanwhile, you
It's
can
true.
leverage on this AI to also develop new job opportunities.
We have spoken about artificial intelligence, how it started, and how it has evolved over the years. Now, I want to know, what do you think is the next big thing in artificial intelligence?
Okay. Yeah. As I already stated, artificial intelligence is the future, and it holds a very great potential in our economy and the world at large. The future has to do with it, as my colleague said, machine learning. It will get to a point, it will start to integrate on its own, provide information on its own, because we just see the outscope of the whole process, but it's actually very tedious and very technical and complex. So it will get to a point where it will start to learn on its own and program on itself. So in the years or coming years, I think we all have to embrace it and learn how to rather use this particular tool for our own betterment. Yeah.
Okay, so what about you, Mr. Francis? What do you have to add?
Okay, so artificial intelligence is moving rapidly. And in the next 5 years, I wouldn't be surprised that artificial intelligence will be doing most of our tasks. For instance, I have a virtual assistant here on my phone, which I use in my day-to-day activities where I get to communicate with it. It speaks in my own voice. It's more of like my virtual character. I mean, if time would permit, I can do a short demonstration. So I have it here. Whenever I go to my phone, I'll just talk to it and then it will respond to me naturally, like as if it was my own assistant. So I'm going to talk to it. I'm going to use the microphone. Hello, Functions. How are you doing today? Hello. As an artificial intelligence assistant, I do not have feelings or emotions, but I am here to assist you in any way I can. How can I help you today? Okay, so today, as we discussed, I had a podcast with the Evolve podcast team, and now we are on the topic of artificial intelligence versus humanity. What do you have to say about this? The relationship between artificial intelligence and humanity is a complex and evolving topic. Some people believe that AI could be a valuable tool that enhances human capabilities and makes our lives easier and more efficient. Others are concerned about the potential risks and ethical implications of developing increasingly intelligent machines, such as the risk of job displacement, loss of privacy, and the possibility of AI becoming uncontrollable or even hostile. It's important to note that artificial intelligence is currently a tool that is designed and controlled by humans and does not currently have the ability to act independently. Wow, that's great and really helpful. And my last question will be, what's the next big thing for artificial intelligence? I mean, what's next? It's hard to predict exactly what the next big thing in artificial intelligence will be, as the field is constantly evolving. However, some areas that are currently generating a lot of interest and investment include natural language processing, computer vision, robotics, and artificial general intelligence, AGI. AGI in particular is a long-term goal for many AI researchers and companies and refers to the development of machines that are capable of performing any cognitive task that a human can, rather than just specific, narrowly defined tasks. All right, really appreciate. I'll update you at the end of the day how everything went. Of course, I'm here to help. Good luck with your podcast and let me know if you have any other questions or need further assistance. Yeah, so there you go. This is the next big thing for artificial intelligence. So you see it. So the next big thing is what they have summarized. And I mean, for some time to come, you will be here, and then let's say you are a clone of yourself, and you have a brain of your own self. Like what they are doing, what's this Sophia research, whereby they take you to interviews and you're able to interview it, even show emotions and expressions on their faces, right? So it's really fascinating that one can't predict what is actually coming next. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we've had a very interesting and fascinating conversation today on artificial intelligence, and I think we have come to the end of today's session. I'm very grateful to my guests for sparing time to come share this knowledge with us. And guess what? Next week, we'll be talking about genetically modified foods. Are genetically modified foods safe for us? Are they healthy? Join us next week. Let's have this discussion and learn together.